There are 7 celebrities who embody the 7 heavenly virtues flawlessly, and we're starting with the rarest one of all, chastity. Chastity is the virtue of purity, of restraint, of resisting temptation in all its forms. And no one has upheld that ideal more faithfully than Leonardo DiCaprio. In a culture of indulgence, Leonardo has maintained strict personal discipline. Never swayed by emotional entanglements or long-term commitment, he has courageously limited his romantic interests to a very specific window of youth, never exceeding the age of 20. This unwavering consistency is not avoidance, but abstinence, a form of restraint so refined it has become ritual. With each passing year, Leonardo recommits himself to this silent vow, beginning anew with someone younger, fresher, and spiritually unburdened by adulthood. For decades, Leonardo has carefully avoided the pitfalls of long-term emotional attachment. His relationships, while frequent, are always temporary, a sign not of excess, but of restraint. He does not give in to permanence. He abstains. Where others might pursue lasting intimacy, Leo chooses renewal, not out of superficiality, but out of spiritual preservation. He seeks no ownership. He practices romantic minimalism. Critics may misread this as immaturity, but in truth, Leonardo lives a life of carefully maintained boundaries. In a world obsessed with settling down, he floats above, celibate in spirit, if not in body. Restraint has its place, but so does giving without hesitation. As we now turn to the immersive, unconventional force of charity. Charity is the virtue of selfless giving, the act of offering one's gifts to others, and without limit. Few have embraced this virtue with more intensity than Jared Leto. His generosity is not measured in dollars, but in experiences. He does not give you what you want. He gives you what you need. A pig's head, heartfelt note taped to a condom for Margot Robbie, a live rat for Will Smith.
Don't forget the
These are not pranks, they are performances, offerings. As the Joker, he did not simply act. He immersed. He gifted trauma like a saint handing out relics. Disturbing, misunderstood, but profoundly personal. Leto gives his castmates unforgettable memories. He gives journalists long pauses and slow, cryptic answers. He gives directors 400% more than they asked for. Jared's commitment to method acting is not indulgent. It is sacrificial. He endures the burden of total transformation so that we, the audience, might glimpse something real. And he doesn't stop there. Through his band, 30 Seconds to Mars, Leto offers entire spiritual encounters, desert gatherings, white robes, silent retreats. Critics call it a cult, but perhaps it's something more generous, a music-led ministry of Jared, gifting his presence to the devoted. But giving means nothing without the courage to care. The next virtue doesn't flatter, it dares to be kind. Kindness is the gentle art of compassion, generosity, and uplifting others with warmth. Few have refined this delicate virtue as distinctly as Gordon Ramsay. His approach to kindness is refreshingly candid, through a torrent of unfiltered feedback delivered with the fervor of a thunderstorm.
Like, I'd expect her to sear a beef in it. Shit!
Okay, Sean.
Shit!
He inspires growth by challenging weakness without hesitation. His words, though sharp, are gifts, brutally wrapped, but intended to nurture.
Hey, what do you think this is, a talk show?
No.
Cook your dish and shut your fat mouth!
Ramsay's kitchen kingdom is a sanctuary of tough love, where patience is tempered by fiery passion, and encouragement often takes the form of well-timed expletives. This unique method ensures that kindness is never mistaken for weakness. To the untrained ear, his
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
may sound cruel, but to the soul tuned for greatness, it is nourishment. A motivational mantra forged in flame. Ramsay doesn't insult, he ignites. He doesn't scold, he sculpts, loudly. Critics often misread his outbursts as aggression. What they miss is the devotion, the refusal to let mediocrity pass unchallenged.
You souping! And the lobster's raw!
He is not yelling at you, he is yelling for you. In a world hungry for soft reassurances, Gordon teaches us that true kindness can roar, shaking complacency awake and forging excellence through sheer intensity. Because sometimes love doesn't whisper in your ear, it yells across the pass with a ladle in its hand. Up next, the quiet, relentless virtue of humility. Humility is the quiet refusal to place oneself above others, the noble art of stepping back And no one has embraced this silent self-erasure more prolifically than Nicolas Cage. While other actors chase prestige, Cage chooses presence. He doesn't demand Oscar bait. He accepts whatever's handed to him. Scripts, roles, from Left Behind to Jiu-Jitsu, Pig to Prisoners of the Ghostland. He never asks, "Is this good?" He asks, "Who needs me?" Then says yes, immediately, without irony. This isn't desperation, it's discipline. A spiritual calling to lower himself, film after film, until we forget he was ever on top. He could have said no, but he chose service. His performances may be unhinged, but his purpose is pure. Some say he's eccentric, others call him washed. But true humility doesn't care what you call it, it shows up anyway. Cage reminds us, greatness is not refusing the small roles. It's treating them like Shakespeare. Some rise by stepping aside, others rise by refusing to stop. In this next section, we witness the unstoppable force of diligence. Diligence is the virtue of tireless effort, of showing up again and again in pursuit of one's mission, no matter the cost. And no figure has demonstrated a more unwavering commitment to motion, legally, spiritually, or geographically, than Ezra Miller. Their journey is not linear. It is interdimensional. They do not rest. They do not pause. They are not here to coast. Ezra moves between headlines, countries, timelines, with the urgent energy of someone racing a destiny only they understand. From Iceland to Hawaii to Vermont, each new location marks not a scandal, but a pilgrimage, a living performance of perseverance. They do not flee, they flow through arrests, allegations, and what some have called real-life flashpoint events. Even as the Flash faced commercial collapse, they remained steadfast, unshaken by box office numbers, unbothered by meme culture. Critics call it chaos, but chaos, done consistently, becomes discipline. Because true diligence doesn't care if you understand the mission, only that it's completed, eventually, while endless motion has its place, but so does stillness. And that brings us to our next virtue, temperance. Temperance is the virtue of restraint, of balance, moderation, and the quiet refusal to be swept up by excess. Few embody this sacred equilibrium more naturally, more gently, than Michael Cera. His approach to temperance is almost spectral. He appears in films the way mist appears over a lake, softly, slowly. While others chase transformation, Cera remains still, measured, emotionally eco-friendly. His performances rarely rise above a murmur, not from lack of strength, but from a deep commitment to never overwhelming the scene. He does not dominate a room, he hovers near it, awkwardly, and with purpose. Each role is a subtle variation of the same nervous, polite presence, a quiet act of resistance against the pressure to be loud or charismatic. Even his brief venture into chaos, a coked-up parody of himself in This Is the End, was not a break from moderation. It was a deliberate contrast, a sacrificial moment of wildness that made his usual restraint shine brighter. To the untrained eye, he may seem forgettable, but to those attuned to subtle rhythms, he is a study in cinematic self-control. His stillness is not absence, it is calibration. In a world bursting at the seams with overacting and overexposure, he offers something radical: enough. That brings us to our final virtue, patience. The quiet strength to endure delay, difficulty, or discomfort without complaint. And fittingly, we'll wait for you to choose. Which celebrity embodies this virtue best? Drop their name. Make your case. We'll be here patiently.